Hello, everybody, and welcome to, well, there's no way to sugarcoat this. This is going to be the absolute mud stomp of the Pokemon Legends ZA game. I have never been more disappointed in a video game. I'm not sure I've ever beaten a game that was this bad before. And I'm not going to sit here like everybody else and sit there and complain, oh, well, there's no voice acting in the game. I mean, how much money does Pokemon make? They need to put voice. I am so sincerely thankful that they did not have voice acting in this game. If I had to sit there and literally listen to every single word that was said in this game, I would have never been able to finish it. I was barely able to finish it as it was. I mean, I counted some of the amount of dialogue that you have to go through in between battles. So you'd like fight Mega Pokemon, and then literally there'd be 22 lines of dialogue. Then you do a battle. Then there'd be 28 more lines of dialogue, and then it goes into a cutscene, and then it gives you 27 more lines of dialogue. And then you can leave the building, and then guess what? It gives you 11 more lines of dialogue. Then you leave the building, and there's a little pop-up on the side of the screen that's giving you more lines of dialogue. Oh my god. And like, I legitimately tried to start this game reading. Like, I tried to read it. And towards the ending, I was trying to read it. Like, I was hopelessly skimming through the entire story of this game. And I can tell you for a fact that over 85% of the lines of dialogue in this game could have just simply been cut, and there would have been no impact on the story. Okay. And then let's talk about the story. Okay. Who's the bad guy? I just beat the game. Who's the bad guy? Who was the bad guy in the game? There is no bad guy in the entire game. There's no conflict in the entire game. You go from, like, at rank Z, they paint your opponent like they're a jerk. And then you beat the battle and they're like, wow, good battle. And then they fist bump you. And that is every single opponent. They pretend that the person you're fighting is a jerk, and then they just gloss over the fact that like one of the people you fight, he literally does a predatory loan to your best friend. He literally does a predatory loan to your best friend, and the amount of interest charge that they put in the fine print made whatever it was, like a small loan, have over $1 million in interest in a couple days. I want you to sincerely think about how scumbag that would have to be. That is the biggest scumbag on the planet, bar none. You cannot tell me that, like, and literally they threaten you multiple times. They threaten you. They're like, don't make us show up to your hotel. Don't make us come over there with our Pokemon. They literally threaten violence against you. Like, they basically say, we're going to break your legs. And then you battle him and you're friends. Like, I understand that, like, Pokemon, like, it has people turn a new leaf sometimes, but dude, there ain't no turning another leaf. And then later, his best friend, Corbu, whatever. His best friend is literally his worst enemy that just joined him because he couldn't beat him. And he explicitly says that they were chasing him and trying to arrest him for doing illegal activities. Like, on top of being a vicious loan shark, he's actually doing illegal activities. It's like, so why on earth are we okay with that? Like, And he even looks evil. Like, if you wanted, he could have easily been a bad guy. But, like, I think Nintendo is, like, trying to propagandize. And they have this line in the game that literally says, okay, make sure you pay back your loans. You can't borrow money without paying it back. It's like, you do understand that, like, he did a predatory loan. Like, he does a literal predatory loan to get your best friend, like, to put him into a situation to where they either owe him a fuckload of money perpetually, and then he can extort slavery out of us because literally we become slaves. We end up doing unpaid labor for him with no option to say with no option to say no. That is the most despicable acts of any human being ever. Like, imagine somebody doing that to you. That would be so beyond illegal, and there's literal threats of violence. There's literal threats of violence against you if you do not comply. Like, first off, I don't know how that type of subject matter can be put into a kid's game. Like, and I'm not saying like a teen game. No, if this game was rated fucking PG or like Y10 or whatever the fuck, like E10, I would get it. Okay, I'd be like, okay, yeah, it's a little adult themey. But no, this is a game literally made for preschoolers. And you can tell by looking at all of the dialogue and how they never show you anything and they tell you everything. It is such a frustrating fucking experience, and Corbo is so obviously the bad guy. Like, there's no way that you can sit there and go, oh yeah, Corbo's a decent human being. Like, no, dude. He's not misunderstood. He's not a poor person trying to make a buck. He is like a billionaire that has made billions of dollars by doing similar shit to people. It is disgusting. And then let's talk about Canary. Canary is a streamer. Her biggest fan and simp is Naveen. Naveen is in your group of people. It's hard to even call him a friend because he never says a single friendly thing the entire fucking game. He sits there and pouts and says that he'd rather be doing anything else, or that he stayed up till 9 o'clock in the morning watching Canary stream, undoubtedly donating all the money that you could have been using to do whatever the fuck Urbane was borrowing the money for. Like, why was Urbane borrowing money in the first place when he had a phone and a camera? Like, he's like, oh, I borrowed money for our film shoot. All he was going to do was interview people on the sidewalk and say, hey, are you going to go to our hotel? And he basically just told you, hey, say you've been to our hotel and you liked it. He literally, like, there's no money involved. He should have never taken a loan. But Naveem, he could have helped in so many situations, and the dude does literally nothing. He complains constantly. Naveem could have literally not even existed in the game. The only thing that he does in the game is he tells you the answers to the quote-unquote riddles for the Canary quest, so that you can beat Canary in this long drawn out sequence where you fight people, then you do a puzzle, which ain't even a puzzle. It's true or false questions which you physically cannot get wrong. You cannot get the answers wrong. The game will not let you get the wrong answer. And then you fight somebody and then you answer more questions. Again, you cannot get these questions wrong. And then you fight her grandpa, and then you fight her. And then when you beat her, she explicitly blames her grandfather, and then her grandfather's like, yes, you're absolutely right, sweetheart. Now let me go buy you something to make up for it. And she's like, thanks, that will make up for it. And that's it. Like, she's a piece of shit also, but you like treat her like a friend from there on out too. Also, her secret hideout is literally at her grandparents' house in the corner of the goddamn garage. How is that a secret hideout? How is that a secret hideout? It's literally like I've never seen anything like that. Her setup is basically my setup, where it's at your house in a corner. That's not a secret hideout. That's not a secret setup. Oh yeah, and her grandpa pretends to be her all the time, which is just beyond weird and creepy. Like the amount of weird, like completely out of touch weird crap that goes on in this game is really weird. Also, the grammar mistakes. Okay, now we're going on to another. I don't believe that a human being wrote all these lines of dialogue. I do not believe it, because if a human was writing all of this, a human would have been like, dude, this is way too much useless information. You have literal daily meetings. You have daily meetings. What executive ass motherfucker thought daily meetings were a good thing? What kind of corporate shill bullshit is that? Like, what are we doing? Every single day, I'm clicking through 40 to 50 lines of dialogue that say literally nothing. They're like, you're going to go here and do this. You could have literally just popped them up on my fucking map. I could have woke up, walked out of the hotel, and gone and done my objectives. But no, every single day when you wake up, you got to go into a meeting, and then you walk out of the building, you fight your friend for every single time. It's a bullshit, dumbass reason. They're like, Naveen's like, well, if you wanna challenge my queen, you're gonna have to fight me first. Like, no. Naveen, no. Okay. No. Okay, and let's do the circle on the people in your group. Okay, you have AZ, who never says anything or does anything, even though he knows everything and can do everything. He never helps you in any way, shape, or form when he's the most powerful person in the entire region. Like, okay. Okay, I can deal with that, I suppose. AZ is old, I guess. Then Lita. Lita is the dancing, blue-haired water chick. She, literally, I didn't even know her fucking party. She never did anything in the entire game. She did nothing. All she did was fill the air with fucking words most of the time. Nothing she said is ever pertinent to anything. She never helps you do anything. Like, completely pointless character. Don't even need to have her in the game whatsoever. And then you have your twin. It's either Urbane or Aurora or whatever the hell. I chose the female character, so it's Urbane. And basically, he acts like an incompetent idiot 99% of the game. You forget that he's actually your rival because you only fight him twice. You fight him at the very beginning and at the very end. And then guess what? You beat him for the right to do the big action sequence at the end. And then he does it anyway. He does it anyway. He just, nah, I guess I'll just do it. Like, literally. And why is that? It's like because he ends up trapped in a tower and needs to be saved. It's like, and that brings up the ending sequence. Okay, the ending sequence literally wastes your time. It had to take me well over an hour to complete the ending sequence. And if it had simply let me jump on the back of my Charizard and fly up to where I needed to go, it wouldn't have taken any time at all. And in between each and every battle, in that ending sequence where time is pertinent and Urbane can die because he's at the top of a giant tower that is exploding. I'm not going to spoil it, but like, just watch it. Like, Urbane's up there in the tower. Time is of the essence, and I shit you not, there was 41 lines of dialogue. You fight something, 41 lines of dialogue. You fight something, another 37 lines of dialogue. You fight something, another 50 fucking lines of dialogue, dude. What on earth? And none of them, literally none of these lines of dialogue mean anything at all. And in fact, one of them, you form a human ladder to climb up a building. I had Pidgeot, Talonflame, and Charizard. I had so many Pokemon capable of flying me up there. And that brings me to my next point. This game is not better than Pokemon Legends Arceus. Not even close. This game is not better than Scarlet and Violet. Not even close. This game is not better than Sword and Shield. This game isn't even better than Red and Blue. Let me tell you that right goddamn now. Okay? The art style of Red and Blue looks better than this game. And that's not me bashing on the graphics. I don't give a fuck about graphics. No Pokemon player ever gives a shit about graphics. Let's get that out of the way. And how I know these people never played, they didn't play the game. Okay, Donkey, he didn't play the game. Oh, it's got bad graphics. It's got bad graphics. Oh, look over here. There's popping. Oh, they reused the post. Nah, none of that shit matters. Nobody cares. Okay? Pokemon Red and Blue had like 12 textures in it. We didn't care. It's the art style. When you can feel that there's love put into every single inch of the game, it doesn't matter what the game looks like. It really doesn't. There's countless examples. Think of like Hades. It's like it's just cardboard cutout, like cell shading. But it's got so much soul to it. Okay. And then people like Endemion who praise the combat system. Okay, never mind. I was talking about art style. But also, there's this wonderful thing that every other Pokemon game has. And that's a multiple of varied environments. Understand? You go places. You do things. You see new things. There's a reason for a Snover to be there, because it's on top of a snowy fucking mountain. There's no reason for an Abomasnow to be in the middle of a fucking city. There's no reason for half of these Pokemon to be in the middle of a city. And they like lightly touch on how the tower is creating these wild areas, but these wild areas are sectioned off by the most immersive breaking green shiny walls that you could, like, what the hell is going on? Oh yeah, an immersion breaking. Can we talk about the Holovators, the elevators that hologram? I don't. What even are those? They discombobulate you and then put you on top of a building. Like, that's just pure laziness out of Pokemon. It literally, you could either cut to black and put me on top, or you could just make the elevator take me up. Or even better yet, have the rotophone just yank me up. Don't make my character completely disappear. Like, what is even going on when I take a holo elevator? Like, literally, what is going on? Am I being teleported? Am I being, like, literally ripped to shreds and put into data form and then teleported on top of a building? And then I can just jump off of buildings. Like, Jesus Christ, you can really, really, really tell that there was other ideas for the game. And also there's ladders and scaffolding and stuff like that. Like, the Holovators, like, why do they even exist? I do not understand them. They are completely immersion breaking. It's like the whole game, you can basically suspend your disbelief and just run around and be like, hey, I'm a kid in the Pokemon world. I'm throwing balls at Pokemon. I'm fighting people for no reason. You know, they're not even bad people, but yay! And then you teleport. That's never been done. I mean, maybe Like, the teleporters in the old games have always been kind of weird. Like, I don't know. It feels really weird. And then there's a few specific there's a lot of side quests actually where you unlock elevators. And one of the elevators, you have to punch the elevator with like rock smash. Another thing you could have done there, Game Freak, was put a rock on the elevator to have me rock smash it. That would have made more sense. Like, there were so many design decisions and so many quest decisions and things of that nature that make absolutely no sense. And back to the Legends Arceus. I'm bouncing all over the place. Legends Arceus had some of the most gorgeous, wide open areas that you could go to. Pokemon Legends Arceus had size differences in Pokemon. Not just the alpha Pokemon were bigger, but you had small Pokemon, extra small Pokemon, medium Pokemon, large Pokemon, extra large Pokemon, and then the alphas. It's like, you did not... Like, they have the size thing in that you can pull it up. It's obviously like a scrapped thing because every single normal Pokemon you catch is medium sized. And the deltas are just extra large. I've never seen small pop up on my thing. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've never seen it. Granted, I didn't want to waste any more of my time looking for it, but it's not there. I'm telling you right now, it's not there. I don't feel like it's there. I feel like I never saw it. And Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, it took you so many places, and you rode your Koraidon, and you could fly your Koraidon, you could jump over here, you could fucking swim. This has to be the only Pokemon game where you have absolutely no access to going over a body of water. Surf is in the game. Water-type Pokemon are in the game. Why can you not surf? Flying type Pokemon are in the game. The move Fly is in the game. Why can you not fly? Okay, fast travel is never explained. It's never explained. I think maybe I seen something in the loading screens pop up about taxi cabs. So maybe that's what it is you're hailing a taxi. I have a fucking Charizard. Let me fly. Oh my god. So anyone saying that the game is better than Legends Arceus or better than Scarlet and Violet, they're just lying. And I'm pretty sure all of those games have bigger Pokédexes too. Like, I did not confirm this, but I'm 95% sure that it's literally just the Kalos Dex with less Pokemon. I'm like 95% sure that Pokemon X and Y had like 400 plus Pokemon in it, and in this game I think it's around 350 at most. So yeah, those are some of the main things that bug the living shit out of me. Now we can talk about the combat system, and you can disagree with this if you want to. But my entire experience in the combat was doing this. This is my entire experience in the combat. Hitting every single face button on my controller the entire time. That's my combat. That is not, you hold the left trigger and you spam the buttons. Because that's all you can do. I found the best strategy was to put nothing but stab moves on my Pokemon and, just switch them in for type matchups. Because the only difficult battles in the game are versus the Rogue Megas. So your best bet in the Rogue Mega is to just have your type coverage for that Pokemon and have 3 moves to attack him, 4 moves to attack him with. It's and also another thing that bugged me is I cheated and I made my Pokemon level 100 towards the end. Didn't make a difference. The Pokemon did not die any faster, especially in the last battle. There's these not Pokemon that you have to destroy, and they take the same amount of hits if you're level 50 as if you're level 100. It does not matter. There is no super effective damage. There's nothing. It completely throws the entire thing out of the window. And then combat. Combat is drastically dumbed down. There is no strategy because you cannot use moves to stall. There is no stalling in the game. Every single battle lasts about 45 seconds. Except for the rogue megas, those things go on for fucking way too long because you're doing literally 1/15th, 1/20th of the damage every single time you do a quadruple super effective attack with a level 100 Pokemon. The only thing that makes a difference is Mega Evolving, your plus moves. And the plus moves are really dumb because they take away your Mega Meter. So, and then your Mega Meter, when you Mega Evolve, all your moves become plus moves. So there is never any point to use plus moves without Mega Evolving. And since you can Mega Evolve all 6 of your Pokemon in the same battle, there is no, oh, I'm going to use this Pokemon. I'm going to use my Pikachu with Light Ball, which they didn't put Light Ball in the game. They have held items like Big Root and stuff like that. They have Pikachu in the game, but they do not have Light Ball. That is a massive oversight that I can't even explain. That is actually stupid. They didn't put Light Ball in the fucking game. Why does Pikachu even exist then? You cannot use Pikachu in the game. You cannot use Pikachu without Light Ball. Pikachu stats are horrible. Horrible. You need to have Light Ball to make the game, to make the Pokemon work. But there would be no point in even doing that. There's literally 0 point in even putting a Pokemon with a hold item on your team. I tried it. I put Miracle Seed on my Meganium, and I left him like that the entire game. I sincerely left him like that the entire game. And I regret it. Looking back on it, I regret it. I could have made some battles a lot faster if I just committed to the hand holding that they give you. Like, I feel dumb, but also I take a little bit of pride in that I didn't just Mega Evolve through every single battle, which you easily could have. You very easily could have. The combat is so incredibly dumb, and in any actual battle where you're not fighting rogue megas, your mega Pokemon are one-tapping basically everything in the entire game at the same level. Like, as long as you hit a super effective move, things are dying. Also, you can get hit and get blacked out in as little as 2 hits. So that means if your opponent accidentally hits you, which your Pokemon stands about 1.5 inches away from you, so anytime they're swinging at your Pokemon, they're also hitting you. You can get blacked out in the middle of trainer battles from you getting hit by the trainer's Pokemon. That's a really, really, really bad design choice. Okay? In Legends Arceus, it worked because your Pokemon didn't follow you around on your ass. If they were shooting at your Pokemon, they weren't hitting you. Like, not unless you were standing in the way. It's like, in this game, you have to be constantly running in circles on the battlefield, because otherwise you're going to get blacked out by the opponent's Pokemon on accident very quickly and very easily. And then, if you're moving, every single time that you're moving and you choose an attack, your Pokemon has to shift its position, meaning your opponents are getting 3 times as many attacks out as you are sometimes. Thank God they're spamming useless moves, because stat boosting moves and stat decreasing moves don't do anything. From my experience, I like marginal differences. You can't stack up 3 sword stances and sweep through an entire opponent. You literally can't. You literally cannot do that. You can only use 1 sword stance, and it increases your damage by maybe 10% or something. It's marginal. It's like, ah, man, I almost one-tapped him. If I would have used sword dance, maybe I would have one-tapped him. It's like, and then they cut out. There's so many moves not in the game because obviously they're useless. And okay, here's specifically how they dumbed down the combat. There's no accuracy. Okay, having no accuracy for moves, and we'll talk about accuracy in a second here. Having no accuracy for moves makes like Fire Blast and Hydro Pump and moves like that, makes them completely overpowered. Like, you are doing a lot of damage with those moves. Actually, I should take that back, because moves like Flamethrower still do like basically the same damage as Fire Blast. Yeah. And they take a lot. Yeah, okay, so I'd say moves like Fire Blast and Hydro Pump are pretty much useless, except for that you're stacking multiple of the same attack on the same Pokemon, basically, is what they're really good for. Like, my Charizard had Fire Blast, Fire Fang, and Flamethrower, and I switched between Wing Attack or Dragon's Breath because you can just switch them, which means they know there's no strategy. But okay, the other specific example, how they dumb down combat, there's no abilities. For the first time since Gen 2 in a Pokemon game, there is no abilities. That means Haunter doesn't levitate. That, like, it trivialized, like, there's so many, like, my natural inclination is to not use ground type moves on Pokemon like Ghastly, because they usually have levitate. No, that's completely out the window. Like, so many times I was like, oh wow, that hit. Oh yeah, there's no abilities in this game. And it's so stupid. The reason why there's no abilities in the game is because they couldn't properly implement them. I know that for a fact, because the combat system is way too dumbed down. There's no point in using stat boosting, stat negging moves. There's no point in using them whatsoever. Even moves like Toxic and stuff, it's pointless. Like, because you can kill them so much faster than the Toxic will. On the inverse side, what you will see, however, is a lot of CPUs spamming moves like Toxic on you. And it's like, they're trying to wear me down over time. Well, first off, Toxic hits you so many times so fast that it's going to basically kill your Pokemon, like, before you do anything. And then, while they're switching their Pokemon, you're taking, like, hundreds of damage from Toxic. Like, hundreds. So you are literally forced to switch out. Also, I don't know what paralysis does. Not once did my moves get interrupted by paralysis. I'm guessing it slows down the cooldown of your moves. But it doesn't matter when I'm spamming all my face buttons the entire fucking time. At no point did I say, oh man, I don't have any moves to use. Being drowsy, same thing. I think it slows down the cooldown on your moves. At no point was I ever out of moves, ever. Just spamming my face buttons constantly. And Burn is really good because it does just as much damage as Toxic. And I think it hurts your attack stat. I don't know. I'm spamming my buttons too quick, to be perfectly honest with you. Like, there's so many times in the game that I don't even know what the fuck is going on, like, during battles. Especially during rogue mega battles where there's 3 ads in the fight or 4 ads in the fight, and then you have some big giant AoE Elden Ring boss shit going on. You can't even fucking see what's going on, really. You're just You're using move, dodging, using move, dodge, using move, dodge, and the megas are jumping all over the area, because making it impossible for your Pokemon to consistently land shots unless you're. I found my most successful Pokemon was Ampharos, because Thunder, Thunderbolt, Rock Beam, Rock Gem, and the Steel type beam move. Those are consistently hitting. Also, another thing is I had to completely abandon my Gyarados because he's too big. He's too big and missed over half of his attacks all of the time. He's just simply too big. Maybe that would have changed once I unlocked Surf later in the game, but he missed every single Hydro Pump that he went for. Every single one. Because the smaller Pokemon are standing underneath your Gyarados. Like, that's a massive oversight. Like, who the fuck didn't test that? Like, it would have made so much more sense for your Pokemon to start out farther away from the Pokemon and then lunge in for an attack. Not that way, if you're firing like a beam type attack, it's going to hit much more frequently. Oh, but they want Hydro Pump to be inaccurate. No. If they wanted Hydro Pump to be inaccurate, they would have put accuracy in the game. They would have made it possible for you to miss. It's not possible for you to miss. Okay? It just happens because the game is bugged. Okay? And I did not download the update. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I didn't spend no money on this game, if that makes any sense to you. I played the PC version. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I am so glad that I did not spend $90 on that game. It's horrendous. And from what I've seen, it runs like dog shit on the Switch one. It looks horrible. You're getting around 12 to maybe 24 frames a second. Dynamic resolution. Frame generated 12 FPS. Dynamic resolution to where it's going from 720 to 480 to 240. I've seen it hit 240p. I've seen the damn pixels on people's streams and shit. I've seen it. It's disgusting how bad the game runs. That's not graphics, that's optimization. I'm not talking about graphics. I refuse to talk about graphics. There is one thing that I noticed. Some buildings have columns, and the columns are painted on the buildings. Like, no 3D effect on them. They don't pop from the building in any way whatsoever. It is a flat texture on a Blender square. I know certain people in the modding community that could have probably built that entire map, or at least 95% of that map, in a month. I'm not even joking you. Like, and I don't care. I don't care. If the game was good, I wouldn't care. But the fact that you're locked into a city in an exploration game, I mean, the RPG of Pokemon isn't you. It's the world and the Pokemon in it. Without the exploration, dead game. I explored the entire map in the first 30 minutes of my playthrough. And then it was backtracking the entire game. And literally, towards the end of the game, all of your side objectives are in the beginning parts of the map, because they know you're going to be in the outer reaches of the map to try and complete the wild areas. And by the way, I completed all the fucking wild areas too. It's so frustrating. There's certain Pokemon, the best Pokemon in basically every area, will run from you the second it feels threatened. It doesn't have to see you. It doesn't have to... No. They don't see you. They don't see nothing. If there's an attack going on around you, you literally have to kill every single Pokemon up to the point that you get to that Pokemon. And let's talk about the catching mechanics. So your option is to sneak up on the Pokemon, pray to God it goes in the ball. If it doesn't go into the ball, if it's one of the ones that run, you have to either spam another ball, and then if you spam another ball, it gets angry at you, and you can't throw any more balls at it. So you have 2 opportunities, and then you can knock it out and throw another ball. So you have 3 opportunities to catch a Pokemon. My one shiny that I came across was a Fletchinder. I threw a quick ball at it, caught it, like, first try. Like, if that didn't happen and the Pokemon flew the fuck away, you know how upset I would have been? I'd have been fucking screaming in this review right now. But, like, I could only imagine, because Froakie and Fennekin, those are Pokemon that you would love to get shinies of. Could you imagine you see a shiny Froakie and you start walking up to it and you throw a Pokeball at it and the Pokeball goes through the character model of the Pokemon and then it disappears? It's like, that happened. While I was trying to complete the wild areas, I spent a long time looking for a Fennekin. Finally got it to appear. Or no, the Froakie. I already had a Fennekin. I just made cheats, and I wanted to get a shiny Fennekin because I made every single Pokemon in the game shiny, because you can do that with cheats. But the Froakie, I must have threw 12 Pokeballs at Froakies that kept disappearing on me. And it wasn't even because they saw me. It was because I had other wild Pokemon chasing me. So sometimes if you want to catch something, you literally have to kill every single Pokemon in the wild area. And I forget which wild area, which one it is. It's the one with Gourgeist and those ones. That one is so impossible not to aggro the entire wild area. It's like, granted, nothing runs from you, but if you want to catch the Alpha Gourgeist or the Alpha Beedrill, which I did, I really wanted an Alpha Beedrill. Don't ask me why, but I like Beedrill. It took me several attempts because I had to literally kill every single Pokemon in the area, and you only get 3 attempts to catch a Pokemon. You only get 3 attempts to catch a Pokemon. In Legends Arceus, you can just spam balls at the bastard. Your only limitation is how many balls do you have in your pocket. It's like, to me, yeah, it's tedious, it's monotonous, but fuck, at least they don't just disappear into thin air. You'll chase them to where they're going, and then they just poof. And sometimes the Delta Pokemon, if you like walk away from them too far, they will walk back to where they were with full HP. That's frustrating, because the Delta Pokemon take a shitload of hits to kill. Because of course they do. And they will not get in the damn Pokeball on your first throw. They won't even get into the Pokeball on your third throw. Most of the time. Like, the amount of time I wasted just throwing Pokeballs at Pokemon that I couldn't catch is a lot. Okay, so I talked about the combat system. I talked about the story a little bit. Okay, now that I've finished my off-the-top gripes with the game, I'm going to start reading some of my reviews. And some of these go into the side missions and goes into some of the actual story and stuff. So if you don't want to, just don't pay attention or don't listen to the rest of this video. I really don't mind. Anyway. Okay, first off, in a side story, you steal a Lucario from a child. You trade him an Abra for a Riolu. That's insane. It's a literal child, and you're like a teenager. It's like, I'm just gonna take advantage of this child and trade him this garbage Pokemon that can't even evolve for basically a Lucario, right? Not cool. The W to F area of the alphabet climb thing, it has about 20 minutes of cutscenes. That, when you graduate from W, get ready to just be spamming the A button. because it is literally 20 minutes of just these people fucking talking to you. It is non-stop. Naveen is a horrible character that ruins the happy vibes. Very true. The professor is a bitch, but that kind of makes sense because she used to be part of Team Flare, so I'll let that one slide. But it's a little bit annoying to have her treat you like garbage every time you walk in. Stores are just menus. The buildings aren't real. That means you walk up to a store and you don't walk into the store. There is no interior to the store. It pops up a menu and you buy from that menu. Really dumb, really lazy. The scaffolding climbing stuff, that is so annoying and tedious. I didn't really participate in it. I see people who do play the game on like Twitch and stuff participating in it a lot more than I did. You guys are wasting your time. You are never going to need those items. The screws are for plushies that make no difference. I don't know what the fuck they're for. I never participated in it. I refused. I did not want to waste any more of my time. This is over a 30-hour playthrough, by the way. Minus an hour or two because I literally fell asleep during the game multiple times. Who is the antagonist? Yeah, I talked on that. There is no antagonist in the entire game. 7 hours in, what's my purpose? Yeah. Lita exists just to slow us down. That's a fact. It's like literally she just jumps into the story to fucking exposition dump on you. And it's not even exposition. It's just talking. It's just words. It's literal just words. It's just hot air hitting your ears, dude. It's nothing. I am so glad there's no voice acting in this game. It is disgusting. Zygarde is lame and hyped super hard in this game. Very true. Zygarde is one of the legendaries that I was always like, he's kind of cool. And then his 100% form, I was like, oh, that's full-blown dumb. And big surprise, like Zygarde is a massive deal in the entire game, and it's just dumb. You don't even collect like the little genes for him or anything. It just happens. So it's kind of dumb. 2 Watchog alphas. Why? That's referring to one of the areas where there's multiple of the worst Pokemon and their alphas for some reason. Like, why? I want an alpha Larvitar. I don't want an alpha Watchog. That's really dumb. And then there's some areas that have the alpha Patrats as well. That's also dumb. So, like, they offer you very easily catchable alphas of the bad Pokemon, and then the good Pokemon is, like, you have to just get lucky to find an alpha for them. That's dumb. Every time it turns night and day, there's 2 loading screens. It will literally load, show the battle area, and then load you back into the game. And then when it turns daytime, then it loads, shows you the screen of how much money you made, and then it loads back into the game. It takes like literally 30 seconds every single time. And if you're in the process of catching a Pokemon, when it decides to do that, guess what happens to your Pokemon? It disappears. You don't get it. Ball wasted. At least in that was my experience. Maybe you can catch them through the cutscene, but I was not able to catch a single Pokemon during the cutscene, and this happened to me at least 4 or 5 times. At least 4 or 5 times, if not several more, where I was catching a Pokemon and it didn't let me catch the Pokemon during the cutscene. So yeah, they put Stunfisk in the game again. Why? Stunfisk is like universally hated. It was funny for like a gen, and then it still exists. Like, Stunfisk is still in games constantly. I don't think anybody wants to see that garbage Pokemon anymore. Where do we teleport when engaging in Mega? Oh, that's a good one. Lita literally says when you're about to do a rooftop battle with a rogue Mega Pokemon, she's like, this isn't very safe being up here. And then and then basically it gets written off by like, oh, our rotophones will just help us if we fall off. You have to grab onto your rotophone, like, and several times my rotophone didn't catch me. Like, I just hit the ground really hard. Kind of weird. Like, kind of really weird. And then when you're doing a mega battle, you just teleport to the battle dimension or whatever the hell goes on there. Like, what kind of dumb oversight is that? Like, in Sword and Shield, you were in a Dynamax cave, so that made sense. This, not the same thing. You're in an overworld, and then you teleport somewhere. What happens? What happens when you go into a mega battle? And it's not even really described. And why are the megas so big and strong? It's literally not explained anywhere in the story. I don't think they do. Surprise attacking trainer Pokemon is dumb. Yeah. Surprise attacking trainer Pokemon is really dumb, and you are extremely incentivized to do it, because if you don't, you're going to get 1/3 the amount of points that you would have gotten. And towards the end, you need like 45,000 points to grind out the last, like, next battle. Okay, so you need to sneak up on Pokemon. And there's little missions that they give you, and a lot of those missions are sneak up on Pokemon with this type of move. It just goes to show, like, the combat system isn't good. That's why they gave you a way to subvert it at every possible instance. Why is Sharpedo in a city? Yeah, that's one of the Pokemon. It's like, why? Why is Sharpedo inside of a pool or like a fountain or whatever he's in? Why is Sharpedo inside of a city? That doesn't make sense. Carvana doesn't make sense. Like, what is going on? The city looks like garbage. Yeah, I don't care, but it's sometimes notable how bad it looks. What I wouldn't do for a massive open field after 10 hours. I played 10 hours into the game, and I was praying to God for a way out, dude. I wanted to be anywhere else. Arceus had massive open biomes where Pokemon made sense. Naveen actively is a non-binary simp for Canary. Canary is a dumb name, by the way. Low HP Pokemon randomly die in battle constantly. See, that is another thing. I understand that there's like AoE attacks and like trap attacks, and like they'll set up stealth rocks and stuff like that. You can run your Pokemon into it. There was multiple times where my Pokemon was just like on low HP, and then he just fell over. Like, I don't know what that was. I don't know if that's artificial difficulty. I don't know if I'm not paying attention. I don't know if my game wasn't popping in certain assets, but there were several times where my Pokemon just fell over on low HP. Several times. I don't know if anyone can explain that. Go ahead and explain it if you want to, but you know, I didn't capture any of this Pokemon. I didn't capture any footage of the game because I don't want to. I'd rather literally put any other game in the background while I'm talking about it. I'm going to pop up specific examples when I get to them, but beyond that, no. Oh, shit. I lost my spot. Hold on. Canary is a dumb name. Low HP. Night ends before the timer's up. That's another good point. During daytime, you watch the timer go all the way down to the point, and then it ends. In nighttime, it ends like a fraction of the way before it should end. Super frustrating if you're trying to grind out that last little bit. Or just trying to grind in general, because there's no way to grind in this game. There's no real way to earn levels. Like, during the daytime, there's basically nothing you can do to earn levels. It's really annoying. Side missions disappear from the map after you activate them. That means when you walk up to somebody and talk to them, and if you didn't pay attention to what they said to you, it will not tell you where to go to complete the quest. You have to go into your map and look it up. Like, didn't really cause an issue because 90% of side missions are literally just go here or battle this person. So it wasn't that big of an issue, but it happened to me once or twice, and I had to mark it down. Um, Rewards for some of the most grindy missions is dumb, like color contacts. Exactly. Like, you have to bring the lady Mega Pokemon, which you have to grind for the Mega Stones to get them. You have to grind for the Mega Stones to get them. And so, what is your reward? Color contacts. It really dumb. Every side mission is battle me, go here, bring me X Pokemon. Yeah, exactly. Canary is weird as fuck. The whole mission thing is drawn out and weird. Yeah, the whole mission is drawn out. And that becomes a constant theme. Like, Canary was the first one that it's like, oh my god, this is taking a long time to get to this battle. Because keep in mind, you have to wait for nighttime, then you have to grind the trainer area, then you have to wait for daytime, then you have to do like a cutscene, which has 40 to 60 lines of dialogue, then you have to go here, then there's 20 more lines of dialogue, go here, 20 more lines of dialogue, go here, 20 more lines of dialogue, fight one fight, takes you 45 to 50 seconds to win the fight, fucking 2 more minutes of fucking dialogue, and then you finally get to fight Canary, and then she talks to your ear off for another 4 or 5 minutes. Like, oh my god. Just thinking about it, dude, like, I think I have PTSD. I don't know if I'm going to be able to play an RPG, like, for a long time. Because of the tedium. Like, I'm going to have flashbacks to this game every single time somebody's exposition dumping on me. Like, I am never going to be able to pay attention to another exposition dump for the rest of my life, because every single time these people talk to you, it's useless information. Every single time. Like, oh my god. I was basically in tears by the end of the game, because in the last hour of the game, it wastes so much time. It just, like, it specifically creates physical obstacles for you to walk around. Why? If it's going from just cutscene to cutscene to cutscene, why am I even walking in between them? Like, why? It's like, they know why. It's because if they gave you 40 lines of dialogue, 40 lines of dialogue, 60 lines of dialogue, 80 lines of dialogue over and over and over and over again, you're not going to finish it. But the only break in between those are literally just walking. So, yeah, it was the last hour of the game was so insanely painful to finish. It was horrible. Like, super horrible. I cannot tell if it's a Canary. It's like, I cannot tell if she's a parody of streamers or just a how detached Nintendo thinks of streamers. It's like, I don't know. Like, if it's a parody, it's not funny, and if it is Nintendo just not knowing what a streamer is, like, that would make a lot more sense. Because, like, annoying is not even the word. Like, she's worthless. She's useless. She's non-existent. She's just, you don't even know what she does besides take money from Naveem. Like, I can't tell you what the hell she does. Like, it, and then her public persona is literally her grandpa pretending to be her through like a holocaster thing. It's weird. It's messed up, and it's gross. Especially considering she's like a teenage child. Ask your opinion on true or false questions. Yeah. Then the Canary story, I go on for it for a while. The puzzles are baby grade questions. You cannot fail the puzzle, by the way. Naveal is a stalker level simp. He knows literally everything about her. Like, literally everything about her. Naveem is a stalker. It's weird. The whole thing takes place in a substation. Yeah. By the way, there's like 30 people in a substation. That is beyond dangerous and completely weird. You should not be in a substation just doing a quiz. Cannot fail the puzzle, by the way. Extremely dangerous. Literally cannot fail the quiz. Canary's grandpa pretends to be her with hologram that mimics his movements. Gross, what the fuck? Also, Canary's secret hideout is at her grandpa's house. That's just bad writing. It's just in the corner, like this. Bad writing. All of the build-up for a battle that lasted 45 seconds. Why does she wear a mask? Canary treats her grandpa like garbage, blames her for a loss and extorts him. This is the slowest moving Pokemon game by a million miles. It tells where the megas are, then it tells me individually where the megas are, and it rambles on for 10 more slides. Onix is not in the early game, by the way. Onix is in like the late mid game. So completely useless. It's like if Pikachu was a late game Pokemon, like you're never going to use him. Like, Onix is one of my favorite Pokemon. I would have loved to use him, but you can't catch him until you're like level 40 something, so completely useless. Stat boosting moves are worthless. 12 in area 12 I get the 12 hours in, and I get the jump ability. You don't even get the ability to travel to most rooftops until 12 hours into the game. Like, that has to be the longest it's ever taken you for a traversal item in a Pokemon game. That is egregious. Stat boosting moves are worthless. Fights are way too quick for them to matter. Night fell while I attempted to catch a Pokemon. It just disappeared. Trainer areas are sometimes beyond barren with 4 trainers in the area. And you have to walk in giant circles. Walk from one side of the area to the other. And the trainers will respawn in. Obviously, not the way you should have done the mechanic. Like, they should have very obviously done anything else. It makes zero goddamn sense. Delibird is literally impossible to catch. One of those Pokemon that will literally just disappear if anything is anywhere near the Pokemon. Stealth is broken, by the way, because several times Pokemon turned around. I would watch the Pokemon walk away from me, or the trainer walk away from me in an area where they're supposed to sit still for like, when they're staring at you, they'll sit still and stare at you for like 5 minutes. When they're not staring at you, they will insta turn around sometimes. It's like classic bad PS1 or PS2 stealth. Like, this stealth mechanic sucks in this game because they can turn around the second you get anywhere near them. They have eyes in the back of their head. It happens in this game very badly, very often. And considering how important stealth is in the game, like, you cannot catch certain Pokemons without stealth, and you cannot logically beat the trainer things in one go without the stealth. So it's like every single time you're engaging with it, you're probably getting frustrated. And I remember that a little in Arceus, but also the Pokemon would actually like move around constantly. So you had to use the grass, and you had to be sneaky. Like, not in this game. There's no grass to use. You are literally just hiding in plain sight 90% of the time. My best strategy was to hide around a corner and make my Pokemon attack them through the corner. Like, that's the best way to do it. Late game alpha is becoming passable to catch. Yeah, because you only get 3 opportunities to catch them. The Ultra Ball is not going to give you the maximal efficiency, so you throw 3 Ultra Balls at a Pokemon, you can't catch it. It literally happens all the time. Hall evaders are cheap, lazy, immersion breaking. Yep. God, I wish I had a bike or I could fly. Yeah, that was me probably running from one area to the next at extremely slow pace. If I had roller skates or a bike or a skateboard or something, I maybe would have done more of the side missions, but after a certain point, I actually just stopped with the side missions because A, I wasn't getting anything from them, and B, I had redone the same missions at least 20 times by then. It was pointless. Ivor looks dumb. That's just an opinion, but I think he looks really dumb, and he's hyped up as this cool, crazy character, but he's just dumb looking. Like, his outfit doesn't make sense, and then he wears makeup, or he has really big eyelashes. I don't know what that's all about. Weird. He also has a drawn-out story. Klefki is also here. Got a lot of... I realized that that's just the Kalos Dex. Like, it's not... Like, the Kalos Dex just has a lot of shitty Pokemon in it. I realized that. But goddamn, could they have added better Pokemon? Yes. Yes, they could have. A lot of stinkers in the Dex. Guess they'll probably have all the Galos Pokemon, but damn, I want a full Dex. Ivor punches down a steel gate. The steel gate that he punches, we literally backtrack and run. It literally wastes like 5 minutes of your time just to have what your solution is not work. And which is catch Klefki and then use the Klefki on the door. Turns out, no, it doesn't work. So Ivor literally just punches down a massive steel gate with a massive steel chain. Like, okay. Then he tries punching down a brick wall, and it's an illusionary wall, which means this is a Souls-like. It has a dodge roll, and it has illusionary walls. That means this is a Souls-like game. That means this is the worst Souls-like game, quite possibly. He does have a Mega Phalanx, and I think Mega Phalanx is one of the best Pokemon in the game. One of the best Megas in the game. My opinions on the Megas aren't as critical as most are. Like, yeah, a lot of them don't change much, but that was kind of Mega Evolutions in general. Like, I pretty much thought they were always basically disappointing. Some of them were obnoxiously cool, but that's like a handful of them. Like, and the rest of these Megas that they added, they're all right. There's a couple of them that are good, like Drampa. And there was one other that I was like, oh wow, I didn't even see it in the game. I saw it outside of the game, and I was like, oh wow, that one's cool. I don't know if I just never got to it. Oh, by the way, the DLC Raichu Megas, 2 tails or big ears. That is terrible. Like, the DLC Mega Evolutions, like, really, really, really bad. That's insane. You owe Rust Syndicate money. This is a kid's game. This game is taking forever, and not because it's hard, but because there's 10 minutes of slides after I do anything. Yep. Just punched an elevator to make it work. That's the one. You could have just put a rock on it to make it make sense. You have 3 chances to catch a Pokemon. If you miss it, fuck you, wait around. The game eats time. Area 15 is super frustrating. 1 poison attack poisons you 95% of the time. You absolutely get jumped. Good luck sneaking. Why do Rust Grunts have the fucked faces? And in the first cutscene where you see the Rust Grunts, I don't know if that's just Switch 1 version or if it's just my version or what, but both of them had like constipated looks on their face. And the rest of the Rust Grunts kind of have it, but in the first cutscene, their faces are like contorted in really weird faces. Corbo is a legit scumbag. Why the fuck am I working for a corrupt lending company? He literally threatened me. Sometimes grammar errors pop up. Distan says, you really good, when he obviously meant you're. And it's like, is that AI? Is that a translation error, or is that an AI? Like, and there's a lot more. There's a lot of examples. I missed them because I wanted to screenshot them, but I couldn't because I was clicking through so fucking fast that I was like, ah, that was a grammar error. Oh, that was a grammar error. And it's like my brain is registering it after it's gone. Oh, man. Naveen literally says he thought Rust was going to kill us. Like, literally, he says, wow, I'm surprised you guys came back alive. Excuse me? Like, it's literally like the mafia threatening to kill you for owing them money. The mega rogues, they are not bound by immunities or anything. Meaning, if the Mega Ampharos, he has this giant AoE mega electric attack. Guess what? It hits ground types. So, you thought you outsmarted that fight? No, you didn't. Does Sword Stance do anything? I must have been spamming Sword Stance in that fight, being like, do more damage! It doesn't. It doesn't. This combat system has zero strategy, is literal spam fest, and it's janky. Yeah, it's really janky. Like, even if it did work properly, it still has zero strategy, but it is also extremely janky and does not work properly. Classic tried and true base system is the best. Anyone who says different didn't like Pokemon, and I'm calling the BS. Yeah, I'm calling you out. And Mayan, I don't believe you played the rest of the Pokemon games. I don't believe you enjoyed the rest of the Pokemon games. I seriously doubt it. If you like this combat system and you say, oh, the turn-based system is boring, no, the turn-based system is tried and true. It makes sense. It has shitloads of strategy. It can be used at a competitive level accurately, often, like no problems. You have to ban certain moves, sure, but you know, single player and multiplayer don't usually coincide very well. Like seriously, the turn-based system is perfect. Fucking with something that's perfect is another reason why this game is so garbage. It is literally a 2 out of 10. This game is legitimately a 2 out of 10. But we're going to talk about the actual ending grade when I get to it. The combat system is a literal spam fest where the best strategy is to stack multiple stab attacks on your Pokemon and just switch in. Without accuracy rating, there is no trade-off for high damaging moves. A lower cooldown means nothing because you're just rotating your moves over and over and over. At least in the old combat system, there was a point to have type coverage. This game punishes strategy, and the combat system is to blame for that. They dumbed down the combat 100%. Pokemon abilities are gone, by the way. No light ball either. Rust Corp wants me to break rocks in the sewers. Corbo is acting like a good guy now. LMAO. So we are supporting billion-dollar companies and corporations and loan sharks. Like, literally, it tells you to support the billion-dollar company. It tells you to pay back Corbo. Like, obviously pay your debts. Like, but also, if somebody does a massive predatory loan against you, you should be suing them. Yeah, I would not pay back any sort of predatory loan where they have an interest rate of like 1,000% or whatever the fuck happened to homie. Corbo helped in a 2v1 against some random dude. I didn't even help. Corbo just won by himself. The combat system, the difficulty is bad. It's not even worth playing. Like, literally, I just decided I was going to sit there and watch Corbo do it, and he did it all by himself. Ridiculous. Corbo just... And then after that, he literally just drops the debt. He's like, never mind. I was just joking about that $1 million that you owed me. And considering how interest works, and it's been 2 more days since I said you owed me $1 million, it'd probably be $2 million at this point. But, whatever. We're not even... Like, that's... out of character for the character, and it's bad. Like, if you're gonna give me a conflict, at least let me fucking resolve it. Don't have me break rocks in the sewer and then he's like, yeah, you're chill. Like, what? And then, like, he tries to pretend like it was all just a facade to get me to battle him. I was gonna battle him anyway. He's on the Z to A rank list. He was literally my next opponent, regardless of what happened. So it's dumb. It's dumb. It's really, 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 really dumb. Naveen uses what instead of when talking about evolving Staryu. Another grammar error that I caught. I can no longer read this garbage. Some green-haired lady told me to stop IDK. I can't anymore. She's just being annoying. They're doing artificial conflict to like get me mad at them. I can't read it anymore. It's literally fucking with me. There has to be thousands of lines of dialogue that say nothing in this game. Who came up with the idea for daily meetings? What a waste of time. Who is the bad guy? I'm 20 hours in. Who is the bad guy? Like, you can tell I'm beginning to get frustrated. Like, who's the bad guy? There is no bad guy. Spoiler alert, there is no bad guy. Everybody in the story is good. Just misunderstood. I mean, fuck. Can Nintendo please normalize the A button? Like, why the fuck is the Switch A button in the B button location? Switching those two buttons around is inexcusable. Like, no. No. I understand in Japan that's the more common layout. Localize it for us Americans, please. I'm pretty sure the rest of the world has the A button on the bottom of the face. Like, why did Nintendo decide to do that? I must have hit the wrong button 2,000 times. Every single time I do anything, there's a cutscene. I'm literally angry. And this is the part where I leveled my Pokemon up to level 100. My level 100 Charizard took 17 hits to beat Mega Frostlass. Here's like level 50. I'm hitting it with Fire Blast, Flamethrower, Fire Fang on rotation. It took 20 hits almost to defeat it. It's egregious. It's way too much. Walk up to a Mega, cutscene. Beat the Mega, cutscene. Finish a segment, start a segment, side quest, cutscenes every single time. This is hell. Lebane is weird and pointlessly dumb. That's the green-haired lady. She is really dumb, and she intentionally acts dumb on purpose. Like, I don't understand that. Like, she's like, oh, I wanted to fight you because I'm so stupid and I didn't listen. It's like, you could have just asked me for a Pokemon battle. It's the Pokemon world. We don't need motivation to battle each other. We can just battle for the fun of it. For the love of it. For money. Like, you don't need any reasons. Just battle me. She didn't have to be so dumb. If she wanted to challenge me, she could just challenge me. And then her boss, Jen Sith, is literally talking about indentured servitude too, where she literally makes people do her bidding because they lose to her. Why is indentured servitude such a common theme in this game? Why does it keep popping up? Like, I do not get it. It's disgusting. It's really disgusting, considering you did not need to mention it at all. I don't like being treated like a slave, especially not when I play a video game. If I'm being treated like a slave, I better be playing some ancient Greece type game or some shit like that where I'm an actual slave and I have to fight for my freedom. It's like, I'm getting angry just thinking about this game. The Jansith tourney is a watered-down Elite Four with 0 difficulty. It's exactly what it is. It's the Elite Four, except they heal your Pokemon after every single fight, and every single fight is the easiest fucking garbage ever. Zygarde interrupts it. Zygarde literally took it, and correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Zygarde Dragon Ground? Isn't he Dragon Ground? And I was hitting him with ice attacks over and over and over again. And it took like 20 attacks to beat him. With a level 100 Pokemon. Like, why? Some of these battles are literally specifically designed, you need to hit this Pokemon 20 times. That's literally what it is. The second you beat the next letter opponent, they go from evil threat to a friend. Yeah, exactly. Jansith was literally talking about making me a slave. Or Leban warned me that if I lost to her, I would become a slave. But I beat her, and she's like, "Oh, good job for you. Yeah, you're so good and strong." Like literally not allowed to be my enemy. My rival isn't even allowed to be my enemy. Completely pointless story. Just make them people to beat. I don't need motivation to win a Pokemon battle. Exactly. Like, literally, just... You don't have to paint them as evil for 20 minutes before I fight them. You don't need to make them evil. Just make them the next person. I will determine how evil they are based on their Pokemon team. Like, if they have some spammy garbage, I'm going to be like, oh, this motherfucker's evil. Like, sorry, not sorry, but I never needed any motivation to go fight Koga. I never needed any motivation to go fight Sabrina. Like, oh, is she a little spooky? Yeah, maybe, but I don't give a fuck. I'm trying to get a gym badge. Let me move on. Just let me have the battle. No cutscenes, just a battle. Yeah, I'm so pissed off at the cutscenes at this point. So Philippe literally admits Corbo is a criminal. That's what I talked about earlier. So why is he a good guy? Grisham says he needs AZ's Floette to stop the machine. I called it right then and there. That was going to turn on the machine. And 110% I was fucking right. Okay, you put AZ's Floette into the machine, Mega Evolve it, and it turns it into the giant evil fucking tower. But it doesn't matter, because we just Mega Evolve Zygarde. He turns into a dude with a gun, and he shoots AZ's Floette's... He shoots the beam that was literally going to eradicate half or all of humanity or something like that. He just shoots it. It's like special beam cannons it away. Like, so A, if Zygarde didn't show up when he did, everything would have just fucked. B, if my Mega Bracelet got broken at any point, we'd have been fucked. And C, of course my Pokemon are useless. The only Pokemon that can do anything is Zygarde. Like, no, dude, no. Remember back in the days when you actually beat the game yourself? Remember the games where you were the hero of the region because you did something? Like, no, dude. Literally doesn't happen. But I called it. The second the Grisham was all like, oh yeah, just put him in there. I was like, are you stupid? We literally just read that AZ's Floette is the key to activating the Death Ray. We literally just read that. Like 5 minutes before this motherfucker said this shit to me. I was like, no. No, that's not what we should do at all. And then sure as shit, everything goes tits up the second you put AZ's Floette in there. It is crazy. My clone hit Urbane hit rank A as well. Why and how? He did literally nothing. You get no progression. Urbane, they never talk about Urbane's experience through the ZA trial or his Pokemon or anything. Like, I tried to skip through a lot of shit, but like my eyes I can skim read almost instantly the second something pops up in front of me. Especially when it's only 2 lines. You know, it's like 2 sentences maximum. Like, I basically know the gist of every single fucking word that was said to each other. Like, oh my god, they never talked about Urbane being strong. And then once you hit A rank, Urbane's like, oh yeah, I want to hit A rank too. And then you wake up the next morning and he's like, I hit A rank. It's like, pfft. No one even knew who the A rank guy was, because no one was anywhere near challenging him. Like, dude, just stolen valor, man. Like, I don't even know what the fuck that was. Okay, why he did nothing. Urbane got sent up with Mega Floette, even though I won the battle. Everything went wrong. It's like, literally, I won the battle to be sent up there and Mega Evolve Mega Floette, but he went up there anyway, and I think it's because Floette chose him or some shit. It's like, why? Then why didn't we just have a battle the night before to be like, hey, who's the real rank A? You know, you don't need these weird justifications that you don't fucking care about anyway. The writing is so fucked in this game. It's so fucked. Everything that you do exists just sheerly to exist until the last hour of the game, and the last hour of the game is constant pointlessness the entire time anyway. And everything went wrong like we knew it would. Okay, we are still talking. The world is literally in a time-sensitive position, and we are standing around Scrap talking. In the last, right when Urbane gets sent up, and the massive fucking monster pops out of the fucking tower and shit, and everybody knows that the fucking special beam cannon of doom is coming down, you are literally standing around a piece of scrap having a fucking meeting with your friends again. You're literally and what is Naveen and Lita saying? Literally nothing. They are saying legitimately nothing. While the entire world is falling apart around you, buildings are getting exploded. And we are talking about literally nothing. It's so dumb. It's so bad. Like, I know there's like examples of this happening in games before, and it's like, oh, Goku and Frieza, you have 5 minutes until the thing blows up, but you're talking some of the times. It's like, yeah, okay. Imagine if they literally were talking for like an hour straight. That's what the hell happened. Oh, and it's like, oh wow, big surprise, Grisham is missing. No wonder he's evil. It's like, obviously he's evil, but it turns out, no, he's not. Grisham just shows up out of nowhere and randomly helps you right at the end for some reason. It's like, you are literally helping him accomplish what Team Flare was trying to do the entire time. Why on earth does he flip-flop his decision to be a good guy several times in the course of an hour? Like, in a day. Like, you cannot figure out if he's evil, he's hiding from you, he's hiding stuff from everybody, he knows the truth about the machine, he knows the truth, it's a weapon. It's like, he knows everything, and he's not doing anything to stop it, and then at the very last second, he decides to help you kind of, sort of, a little bit. He fights a Mega Pokemon with you. Like, what? And he never really... I literally don't know whether he wanted to be good or bad. I literally don't know. Because he never really explains it. He's just kind of like, oh man, I'm sick and tired of being judged for my past mistakes. Look at Lysander. He's all normal now. It's like Lysander literally has amnesia because he got his skull crushed by a rock. Like, dude, like, you and him are not the same. You're literally sitting there being a dick and hiding information that can get the entire world's population killed. You and Lysander are not the same. Lysander made some mistakes because, and I forget the motivation of X and Y, but I remember it was a really damn good story. X and Y has the best story of any Pokemon game ever. If you haven't played that game, if you haven't seen the story, look it up. Like, it is the best story of any Pokemon game. It's the only Pokemon game that seriously goes back into the Pokemon War, what it was about, why it was fought, who started it, what, like, literally it's a fucking tale of resurrection, death, travesty, and war. It is so good. What is this story even about? Until the last hour of the game, you don't know. The story's about literally nothing until the last hour of the game. Like, sorry, that Grisham really pisses me off because he doesn't make any sense in the game. And like his lackey is like still wants to be evil, and he's like still wants to be evil, but he's like, nah, we need to not. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm so over the nonstop talking. The team asked me how I'm gonna get to someplace. I don't know. Fucking fly with my flying Pokemon? Why the fuck am I walking around when Ermin can literally die if we don't hurry? The game is so fucking dumb. We literally are just wasting time. Constant cutscenes. I am so angry right now. How could we cross a river right now? Any ideas? Maybe fucking fly. Oh yeah, use your Pokemon to make a bridge. Don't use your Pokemon to fucking fly. Use your Pokemon to make a bridge. And it's a scaffolding puzzle. Like, this is like me going through the last hour of the game. And it's like, I'm just stopping and writing something down every single time that I'm about to freak the fuck out and turn the game off. The second I saw the scaffolding puzzle, I was like, what the fuck are we doing here? Literally, there's a small pile of rubble like blocking my way that easily a human could just climb the fuck over. You could step up here, step up there, and be on the other side. It's like a 5-foot pile of garbage that's in your way. You could literally just climb over it. Or I could use my Charizard and fly directly right up to the tower. No problems. The only reason why they didn't is because they're trying to draw out the end of this game, because they understand that the ending of this game is the only thing. It's the only exciting part of the entire game. And they don't know how to fill up that time. They literally don't know how to fill it up. So they're just making you walk around objects. And in this case, over objects. Literally wasting my time. This has to be a joke. 19 lines of dialogue before this fight. 22 directly after it. 41 lines of dialogue for a fight. We made a human ladder. When I have a Charizard in my party, I give up. 38 lines of dialogue for that one fight. Oh look, Zygarde can fly! No other Pokemon in the game can, apparently. I just got hit by the thing. Oh yeah. And then the massive flower lets out these giant AoE attacks sometimes. And it's like, it doesn't tell you to stand under Zygarde, so I was like standing in an angle to where it would what I perceived that Zygarde would protect me from. And it's like, no, you have to stand directly under the Zygarde because angles are too complicated. Otherwise, it just hits you and you have to restart the little sequence with the little cutscene. And it's like, dude, just wasting your fucking time. You don't need to have this one hit. You could have just shown him blocking me. I didn't need to participate in that part. I just got hit by one thing and no ability to see it. What the fuck? My level 100 Mega Charizard does 0 damage to these flowers. Mega Zygarde is a dude with a gun. LMAO, what? That ending fucking sucked and made 0 sense. AZ isn't dead. Floyd is still alive, so he will be too. And that's the thing. They end the game and they show you AZ's fucking grave like he's dead. He's not dead. He's 3,000 years old. Why the fuck would he die? And if he does die, why? Where does it say that if AZ Mega Evolves, he's gonna die? Or if the fucking Super Cannon, like, where and when does it say he's gonna fucking die for any singular reason? And then at the end, it literally says, oh, well, he had his grave dug, but he didn't tell anybody he was gonna die. And it's like, what are you talking about? Like, that was an obvious asshole moment. I'm sorry. That I haven't played the post game. I have no intention of playing the post game. I might have a follow up to this video. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think I can. But seriously, I don't think AZ's dead. It doesn't make any sense. It makes a lot more sense for him to simply leave. He's left his AZ, he's left his Floette behind before. It makes zero sense for him to leave Floette behind if he is alive. It makes zero sense why he would die. Literally, the ending makes zero fucking sense whatsoever. Like, Zygarde has a beam battle with the Death Ray, but nobody dies. The entire fucking area around the thing got destroyed, but I doubt there's any reconstruction efforts in the postgame. And then AZ dies for zero reason. He's the strongest trainer in the game. You don't get to fight him. You don't get his Floette. He leaves you a Lucario when Riolu is a common Pokemon and someone already gave you a Riolu in the fucking game. Like, what on earth? As far as I can tell, Dratini isn't catchable in the game. Why didn't he give me a goddamn Dratini? I guess it's his Lucario or something. I don't know. Why would he give you his Lucario? Why did the entire ending sequence even fucking happen? Like, literally the obvious choice. The obvious thing that you need to do is just tear down the tower. Therefore, it will not be a weapon anymore. Or, while we're in the Lysander labs, and it's using the Stonehenge rocks for energy because they're like the Xerneas rocks, you could literally just turn off those fucking machines. And it would not happen. If you break the hardware, it stops. And Grisham knows that. And he does nothing about it. So if he's a good guy, why doesn't he act like a good guy? If he's the strongest trainer and a good guy, why didn't he do what I did? Why didn't he stop anything? I'm gonna look up how many lines of dialogue are in this game. How many lines of dialogue are in fucking Pokemon ZA? Uh, 250,000 lines of dialogue. Oh, with this new title, it's unlikely to have as many as Starfield. No official count, varies by game, focus on gameplay changes. Yeah, shut the fuck up. No, nobody cares about... nobody wants this game to be voice acted. I'm telling you right now, the people asking for this game to be voice acted, no. No. Okay, yeah, here's the thing. Here's the thing. This guy has no gameplay. He has no gameplay. Maybe. There's like a little bit of gameplay here and there. But it's basically just lines of dialogue, 11 and a half hours of lines of dialogue.
It is time, guys. It is time. We are here with Pokemon.
Nah, dude. Let's get into it. Let's get into it, dude. There's no way he beat the game in 11 hours. There's no way.
We played through Pokemon Y and Pokemon X not too long ago. We probably won't be able to.
I don't know. No. He obviously has the thing, but there's no way he beat it in 11 hours. That's heavily edited, guaranteed. Or it's only half of the game, because I stopped doing side objectives very, very... Legendary NPC dialogue is flooding game, renowned for brilliant lines of dialogue, whether they're funny, a bit left field, or deeply surprising. Loads and loads keep popping up on the first one that seemed to spark it all. Around 30 minutes after the game released, user posted a screenshot capturing legendary PC. Can't change nickname. Get in a trade. Erg, I'm sorry for giving you a weird name to the Pokemon I traded you. Okay. Okay, no, this is literally saying, like, the NPC dialogue is good. And it's like... like, I don't know, dude. I wish I had an idea of how many lines of dialogue were in the game, but it's a lot. Like, it's a lot. And they say nothing. You don't get any fucking inkling of what the story is about ever in the entire fucking game. It's so bad. I've played through every single Pokemon game that has ever existed, besides like Pokemon Ranger and some of the mystery. I've played some of the Mystery Dungeon ones, and those ones are pretty hefty. But everything they say has importance. You're either meeting a new character and absorbing them into their team and learning their personality. It's like Naveem and Lita are just one-note characters. Urbane is even worse. I don't even think he has a note. His note is, I like the hotel. And by the way, your team name is MZ because it's Motel Z. Like, oh my god. Oh my god. Like, never make your names too complicated, but are you fucking serious? The Motel Z team is what you are. It's so goddamn fucking stupid. I'm so done with it, dude. Like, number of lines in dialogue in Skyrim is 60,000, dude. It's like, I wonder, like, how many lines of dialogue are in fucking Pokemon ZA. Like, it has to be up there in the tens of thousands. And this person's like, oh, I'm using non-attack skills. It's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. They're not worthwhile. Like, the amount of ass kissing this game gets is absolutely obnoxious. The amount of 10 out of 10s from critics and stuff like that is ridiculous. The amount of 10 out of 10s and people saying that the game is better than fucking Arceus? No. No. This game is not better than Arceus at all. It feels like game now, dude. Yeah, no, dude, I can't even look at this shit. And somehow the user ratings have gone up to a 4.6 because it has so many positive ratings now. Nah, dude, I'm gonna add my review. I'm definitely gonna put my review on Metacritic, and it is gonna be scathing. This game deserves the utmost trash to be thrown onto it, dude. There's no way this game is a 79. If Arceus was an 81, this game is a 40. Because I want you to think about all the things that Arceus had that this game doesn't. First off, regional forms. Second off, size differences. Third off, abilities. Fourth off, an actual useful and working stealth system. Like, nah, I can't even keep going. That's the end of this review. If you hated this review, let me know. Go ahead, start a war in my comments. I want it. I want you to specifically tell me why this game is good. Because I can't tell you a single fucking redeeming factor about this game. The combat is dog shit. Like, the amount of wasted movements in the combat is all you really need to see. Like, the amount of, like, you don't do any fucking damage. The amount of Pokemon that are held till late game for no fucking reason. Like, no. No, it's bullshit. Game bullshit. Game really bad. They never stop talking. They literally never stop talking in this game. There has never been a Pokemon game where there is no time in this game where the training wheels come off. Every time you do something, somebody tells you to do it. Every single time you go to do what somebody is telling you to do, they tell you to do it again. And they ask if you're sure. It's like, why the fuck am I here if I'm not sure that I want to do this thing that you told me to do 3 times already? Like, The best part of every single Pokemon game is when they finally let you play the fucking Pokemon game. Scarlet and Violet sucked because it had a 3.5 hour long tutorial. This game is a tutorial. This game is a tutorial. It never stops holding your hand. Ever. Ever. There is no reason to play the game. The people giving this game positive reviews, you guys really need to fucking... This person. My actual score is a 9, but I have it at a 10 due to the blatant review bombing from people who haven't actually played the game. While the graphics aren't anything special, I wouldn't call them terrible. This game is meant for weaker hardware, which means Switch do rock solid 60 FPS. Games like Digimon, Metal Gear Delta either locked at 30 FPS or struggling to hit 60 FPS on PS5. I've never heard of any performance issues with Digimon. The Metal Gear Delta, I've heard about performance issues with that on PC because of the optimization issues, because Konami doesn't know what the fuck they're doing anymore. The writing of the dialogue this time feels like it's a noticeable step up from previous Switch Pokemon games, with several fun NPC dialogue and story handling more mature issues than the previous. What the fuck are they talking about? Are they talking about the loan sharking, which you just instantly forgive? That's not good writing. That is not good writing. That is terrible writing. If he was a loan shark, a vicious loan shark, he wouldn't have even battled me. He would have broke my fucking legs and stole money out of my account. He would have taken me to court. Pokemon games like property value, loans, and high interest rates, and death. People threatening you is not death. Property values, loans, and high interest rates is like, there's no such thing. They never talk about property values. Like, what the fuck are they talking about? The high interest rate loan, it's literally a predatory loan in which they had like a 10,000% interest. That's not high interest. That's a predatory loan. And if they really wanted to tell you what to do about it, what you do is you instantly sue that person. And then they lose their fucking ass. Even though the city is a smaller size, it still feels engaging to explore. No, it's not. It's literally not. Exploring with lots of elevation and twisting paths is part of the exploration I enjoyed, where the scaffolding obstacle courses where you would do some light parkour to get a screw, which can be exchanged for a useful key shit battle system. Yeah, no, they're not used for anything useful. A useful key. The shitty battle system has been reworked. Who the fuck says that the Pokemon battle system was bad? Whoever says that shit, you don't play Pokemon games. I'm telling you right now. To be real-time instead of turn-based, it's still turn-based. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. You're just not waiting for your opponent to do a turn. You're waiting for your turn to turn. It's not real-time strategy, you dumbasses. And go play an RTS game where you're actually commanding troops to do things during certain periods of time. Compare the battle system of this to Total War Warhammer 3. Or even Total Warhammer 1. Or even the first Total Warhammer game, where you're actively telling your troops where to go and what to do. You're telling them what formations to stand in. You have no control over your Pokemon. whatsoever. It's not an RTS game. It's still turn-based. Your turn, like, it is literally turn-based. You go, your opponent goes. You go, your opponent goes. You go, your opponent goes. The only time that changes is when you move around too much and your opponent gets to go twice in a row because you're moving around too much. But like I said earlier, you can't stop moving around. Otherwise, you get hit and blacked out in fights where you didn't deserve to get blacked out because you got hit by the opponent's Pokemon, which isn't allowed in Pokemon battling, which we know from the goddamn fucking TV show that you cannot attack the other fucking trainer with your goddamn Pokemon. We know that. It's a law in Pokemon that you cannot attack trainers with your Pokemon, and yet trainers can attack me the entire fucking game. Nah. No way they call this real-time. It's not real-time battle. It's nowhere fucking near. It's nowhere near real-time strategy. I think they pulled it off really well. Someone who prefers turn games with battles being super fast-paced and positioning your Pokemon moves at the right time with the key to victory. And lastly, pacing of this game felt really good. The pacing of this game felt really good. The pacing of this game is dog shit. It is fucking molasses in the winter time. That's the pacing of this fucking game. Once I got let off the leash, I was free to do whatever I wanted, but with less tedium or interruptions in the last previous Pokemon Legends Arceus and Scarlet and Violet. That's not true at all. That's not fucking true at all. In Pokemon Legends Arceus, you get introduced into a new area, and boom, figure it the fuck out, dude. You are literally alone. You never get stopped in Arceus. Once you're out of that the first hour and a half of the fucking game holding your hand, it's all on you. Like from that point. Scarlet and Violet, you have a point there because the first 3.5 hours of that game is literal non-stop interruptions. Every time you go and do something, you have little interruptions. But to be perfectly honest, they would get it done in a couple lines of dialogue. In a couple slides, you would be doing they'd be like, hey, you're going to do this now, and this is how we're going to do this. Or the antagonist would be like, hey, fuck you. Or they'd tell you their backstory. It's like, you never get anybody's fucking backstory in this game. There ain't no flashbacks to what actually happened. It's like, you literally realize why Team Shout, or whatever they were called in Scarlet and Violet, you are literally told why every single member joins. And some of them I actually genuinely had sympathy for. It's like, I don't have sympathy for anybody in this entire game besides AZ. I don't even have sympathy for him either because he sat on his ass the entire time. He did literally nothing. The loan shark fucking helped me out. He did nothing. Like, no. People who are giving this game positive reviews are being paid for the reviews. Or they didn't play the game and they just want to be a good person. A perfect send-off to the Kalos region, not even close. A game that really holds their attention. Nah, dude. All of these reviews are complete fucking bullshit. It's not a perfect product. Doesn't deserve scores like... It deserves a 2. The game is a 2 because it doesn't do... Okay. We're going to break down why it's a 2. Okay. First off, audio. It gets a 1 out of 1 on audio. Everything sounds good. Perfect. It achieved what it aimed out to do. Okay. Story. 0. It did not achieve what it wanted to do. The story of Pokemon Legends ZA, it never even at the end, it doesn't even... I still don't know what the fuck happened, to be perfectly honest. Like, why? Why did we think that AZ's Floette wasn't going to activate the weapon, even though we were explicitly told that it would? Why did AZ die? We don't know. Why did AZ allow his Floette to be used as a weapon? Why did he encourage us to use it as a weapon? Why? We don't know. Why was the tower still active after what we did the first time, after the entire thing collapsed? We don't know. Why is Lysander's lab still intact after the entire thing collapsed? We don't know. It was Lysander's lackeys, Grisham and the other one, were they good? Were they evil? We don't know. Who was good and evil? Who's the bad guy? Why did this happen? We don't know. Literally, we don't know. Literally, we don't know. I can't tell you anything. And for the first 29 hours of my playthrough, all the story did was stall for time. It did nothing. The story did nothing. Absolute 0 out of a million on the negative 1 point for the story. I don't even know that fucking negatives are allowed in fucking reviews, but that's a negative 1 point for the story. Game mechanics. Battle combat system. Literally broken. Doesn't work for certain Pokemon. Doesn't work for certain moves. They took things out of the established system. They took out several fucking Pokemon from even the Kalos decks. 0 out of 1. No point for that. So we're at 0 points so far because the sound design lost its point because the story was so fucking bad. Story, sound, visuals, obvious 0 out of 10. Like, laziest fucking garbage. Like, I mean, I'm not going to talk about the graphics. You don't need me to talk about the graphics. Everybody else is talking about the fucking graphics, dude. Pop in, blah, 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 half frame rate whenever things are 5 feet away from you. No. Graphics, obvious 0 out of 10. Gameplay, 0 out of 10. Story, 0 out of 10. Accessibility, probably a 0 out of 10 because the game's going to literally give you carpal tunnel from spamming buttons. You have to spam buttons through the fucking cutscenes. Like, okay, this is me through cutscenes. This is me in battle. Yeah, okay, 0. Controller design, or like input design, put the fucking A and the B button where they're supposed to go. 0 out of 1. Sorry, not sorry. Game concept. You're rehashing one of the most beloved stories in Pokemon. You're going back to a region that was gorgeous. And what do? You cut out the entirety of the region and you lock us into the ugly fucking city with no ability to travel faster than a walk. 0. So what do we... Yeah, we're at a 0 out of 10. Okay, well, there's got to be some other game category I can look up, right? But I don't have any more. I don't have any more input on the game. Honestly, what else does it do? Visuals. You know what? I'll give it a point for visuals because the Pokemon look really good. I mean, they don't have the personality like they did in Stadium or Coliseum or anything, but they look really good. Like, it would be cool to see all of your... Fuck. Yeah, but think about it. Let's Go Pikachu. A game that came out how many fucking years ago? How many years ago did Let's Go Pikachu come out? When did it come out? 2018, so 7 years ago, dude. The Pokemon genuinely probably look worse. Probably. I mean... the same? Yeah, I can't give him any points because it's not... No, that's not good enough. Yeah, so it's a 1 out of 10. I'll give it a 1 out of 10. I won't give it a 0 because that's just disingenuous to say that I enjoyed 0% of it. At the very beginning of the game, I was like killing things, and I was like, yeah. After about 5 hours, I was like, oh fuck. Like, after you started fighting rogue megas, the combat system fucking, you wanted to get out of it at all times. Like, it's like the Dynamax thing all over again, to where it's like you're praying to God that you can fucking get it over with before you get wiped by nothing. Like, you just get, and I mean wiped by nothing, but it's like you're gonna get, your character's gonna get hit by something and you're gonna die. Like, at no point was I ever worried about my Pokemon like actually dying. And you can use items in battle, and it doesn't take a turn. That's another thing about the combat system, is it's real-time strategy, except when you're using your items. You could spam items the entire time. It's not real time. If I can stop and basically win every single... And the only reason why I used items ever is because I just wanted Charizard to pretty much sweep certain teams. Like, when I fought Grisham, I knew he had a Charizard, and it's like I wanted my Charizard to go up against his, but of course my Charizard got fucking poisoned and started like taking like 50 instances of 50 HP damage like per half second. Like, yeah. I was like, okay, no, I want my Charizard to have HP, thank you. So I used a full restore on him. And like, dude, you can't even buy full restores and shit. I never hit the point to where I could buy full restores. I don't remember. I started running through the end of the game because I couldn't deal with the game anymore. I was so fucking fed up with it. Anyway, 1 out of 10. That's my honest review as someone who loves Pokemon, who wanted this game to be good, but didn't really have any expectations for this game because I did play Scarlet and Violet. Like, I expected hand-holding. I expected time wasting. I did not expect it to hold my hand the entire fucking game. I did not expect it to waste my time the entire fucking game. No. As side objectives, an interesting distraction for a little bit, but then just shitloads of them started popping up all the time. And you're not getting any rewards for them. No good rewards anyway. Like, your best reward you can hope for is like a max revive. And it's like, when am I even using the max revive? There's no Elite Four. Like, a max revive in the normal games, it's like, oh, I can use that for the Elite Four when shit gets real. It's like, at no point did the combat in this game get real. At no point did this game have serious, real difficulty. And if you want to say, like, oh, well, neither did Legends Arceus, bullshit. Fight that last battle in the game. Fight the last battle in the game in Pokemon Legends Arceus. Dude, I struggled. I seriously had to retry that battle tons of times. Tons of times before I was able to beat it. Okay, Pokemon ZA, there was a couple... Well, the thing about... Or, not ZA, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the thing is, you could do the gyms out of order. And therefore, things could be very difficult. I mean, granted, you'd have to backtrack to some place and it wouldn't be as difficult, but the thing is like, I went to the ice gym, like, I didn't realize that it was supposed to be the 8th gym. I thought, and I did it as the 6th gym. It was pretty difficult for me. Like, it didn't wipe my team or anything, but it was like, wow, I have to think, knowing what types of Pokemon, like, and the no new Pokemon. Oh my god, the small Pokédex, the fucking Yeah, this game gets a 1 out of 10. I'm done. Goodbye.